does it feel, gentlemen? How does it feel? Playoffs. Phillies. Let's go. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this to happen. What? If you would have told me this, if you're catching on late, the Phillies have gone on and advanced to the National League Championship Series. And I didn't see this coming. I don't know if any of y'all seen this coming. If y'all did, please put it down in the comments. We're going to have, at least from now on, we're going to have at least some time and some comments to go back and see who actually was telling the truth about what they thought would happen. Because you couldn't have told me that was going to happen. No, you couldn't have told me that was going to happen. I'm thinking, okay, you make it into the playoffs, right? Playoffs, but they expanded it. You know, you're the seventh or sixth seed going into a baseball playoffs. 88 wins. Okay, that's good, but not great. You know, you had two people in your division that were over 100 wins and looked really good. One of which was the reigning world champions in the Atlanta Braves. And you just understanding that off the rip, I didn't think this was going to happen. We're coming in lagging at the end. We're losing to teams like the Marlins. You know what I mean? We're sitting out there. We couldn't get it together versus the teams that weren't even nowhere near 500. And I'm thinking we're coming into the playoffs. I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs, to be honest. I thought we would blow it. Once we did blow it, or didn't blow it, once we did finally make it in, I started to believe that maybe, you know, because in baseball, you know, the loose team does win. So I'm thinking, okay, you win. Who do we go to? Who's that first series? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. I'm going to look it up. See, this is what I'm going to have. I ain't going to leave y'all like that. Let's look up the stats, okay? I shouldn't have to look up who we played, but Phillies games. Let's see here. See more. Cardinals. So, yes, we were St. Louis Cardinals, yes. Went to St. Louis in a 3-game series. You know, you're thinking maybe. You know, maybe. You did like that you didn't pull the Mets right out the bat. Or who was it that was sitting in that third seed? I mean, the fourth seed. Whoever was in the fourth seed. I believe the fourth seeds would have been Atlanta. No. Let's look at the bracket. Okay. So what happened? It was the Mets. So we could have pulled the Mets. We ended up dropping down to the 6th seed and pulling St. Louis. Now, I did think that was a better matchup for us if our bats got going, which they ended up doing in that, I think it was the 9th inning where we came back big. Winning on to win that short series, you get out of that, but you're thinking you're running into the Braves, the world champion. You know, I'm not getting my hopes up. You know, Philly, we didn't think that would happen. Let's be real. Nobody thought that would happen. It's been 11 years. I mean, we've seen nothing but this team fail for the last 11 years. Nothing but failures. Probably more than that. Even going back to the championship loss to New York, where I feel like we should have won with the 4 aces. But yeah, now that we're here, going into a Braves series, you go on game 1 in Atlanta. You know, and you still gave one on the road. I mean, that was huge. That turned everybody like, oh, snap, maybe this is possible. Maybe, underdog story once again, the team that shouldn't be there that plays relaxed. And then we send our ace on the mound, Zach Wheeler, in game 2? Plays phenomenal, does what he's supposed to do. Offense can't get it going. And you start to see some of that old Phillies again. You're thinking to yourself, it's probably over. It probably is over. Like, it was a good run. I started thinking about next year. I had people at the job talking about, what you thinking? I'm playing it cool. Like, they already did what I needed them to see them do. But no, they had more in store. I'm glad they did, man. They go out when they bring him back to Philly for game 3, and offense comes back from, you had the big home run for Reese Hopkins. Come on now. Come on. That was huge. That was huge. They're going to play that. You know what I mean? He had the big mistake in game 2. He comes back with the biggest bat, put him away in game 3. I mean, nothing you ask for. He knew fastball. He was looking fastball, saw his pitch, and he saw it, and he hit it. And that's all we asked for from a power hitter. Or you're up there in the 2, sitting in the 2. I still don't agree with that. But for a hitter like him, I think that was a good sign, step in the direction that would mean that we probably will see more of that in the future. Especially you see these guys that are young, Stott, I'm sorry, and the other young guy, Brandon Marsh. These guys are getting their experience now. They're getting their feet wet in the playoffs. This is invaluable experience. You see what it did for the Braves last year. The Braves came in last year. They only won 88 games, I think. And then they come in and they won our world champions. And we knocked them off today. Game 4. You hand the pitch it off to Syndergaard. Goes his 3 innings. Puts in work. Offense shows up big again today. Bryce Harper, another home run. I mean, what else? What did I fail to mention today? Let me see what else was going on here. So yeah. I mean, 8-3. Phillies 8-3 win the series at home. No winning pitcher today, which is fine. We played team baseball all year. That's one thing you did like. I mean, I can't remember putting on the Phillies game and not seeing them do the simple things like advance a runner. As far as offense is concerned, even when they weren't hitting. Defense was a whole nother story. We'll talk about that. But when it matters most, we've seen plays made. You know what I mean? And that's what could carry these teams in the playoffs. October is short. It's a long season. October is short. And I think the person who's going to come out, or the team that's going to come out on top, is going to be the team who's playing the loosest, who's there having fun. And if their offense can get together, then that's what's going to carry you through series. We all know that. I don't care how good your pitching is if this offense comes together. You're not going to be able to stay with your pitcher, even if he's an ace, through 4 or 5 if he's getting knocked around. It's not going to happen. And that's what I like about this team. That's what you got Harper. You have a lot of struggles at the top of the lineup right now, and you're just thinking, as a Philly fan now, after what they've shown, you got to think they're going to come and bring it together. I'd be remiss if I don't say we wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for Schwarber all throughout the season. Yeah, so I know people are going to, I think what is he, 1 for 20? He worked some walks in those games that were very important. Not that that's the strength of his game. I don't need that to happen. We definitely need his bat to be alive if we talking about the Dodgers or even the Padres coming in. If they're hot, they beat the Dodgers. We're going to need all that. We're going to need him to come alive. But for what it's been so far, I cannot complain about him. I can't complain about what Hoskins has done. Obviously, he's turned it around. And a couple other guys who maybe struggled through the season and are showing up here now in the playoffs, at least showing that they belong here. I'm not gonna go too far on a couple of those guys. But how y'all think, man? Hey, first video, I'm gonna edit this up, chop this up, send it out. This is all gonna be something that I'm gonna do as much as I can. My schedule definitely is not something that I don't have a lot of time all the time, but when I do, I'm definitely gonna come chop it up with you guys, man. I love Philly sports. Phillies, Eagles. We have Eagles, Cowboys tomorrow. I mean, I'm going to definitely want to talk about that. What else? Sixers are starting their season on Tuesday. So we have a lot to talk about, man. My girl bought me a microphone. She thought it was for music. It is not. It is for podcasting, but I definitely see the opportunity now to go ahead and get my podcasting started, which is great. I mean, listen. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't even know what to call this yet. I'm thinking Uncle B podcast, maybe we'll switch it up. Who cares? Whatever. It's all about y'all anyway. It's about the family. You feel me? Uncle B. This is Family Podcast. We out.